Howdy. So the other day I got asked if I could make a video showing how to organize a model's content. Hey, I'm Bjorn Olsen from YourOFMpire.com, owner of your OnlyFans Empire, an OnlyFans management agency managing girls in the top 1% from all over the world, completely remotely. No office, hence the different hotel rooms and all my different videos. Check us out at YourOFMpire.com or at YourOFMpire on all major social media platforms. But for now, let's get back to the video. What to do with it all, how to keep track of it all. Because obviously you're going to be using this content on a variety of different platforms, with the first and foremost being OnlyFans itself, being used for PPVs, which is selling, which is the bedrock of the whole agency, of the business, and posting schedules. And then you have the marketing side, which is the more safe for work content being used for social media platforms, Reddit, Insta, Twitter, TikTok, etc. And then another reason why this is important is for using the photos with dating apps. Dating apps, I speak for Tinder. If it's not with Bumble already, then Bumble won't be far behind. But if you try to reuse images, whether you have removed the metadata or not, on dating apps, the app flags the account and it will either get shadow banned or banned. So you cannot reuse the same photos with dating apps after they have been banned. You have to use completely new ones. So you need a system in place to be able to track which ones you have and have not used. By the way, I know there's going to be some people out there, no, but you just removed metadata, will be fine. Yeah, trust me, I investigated in this. I delved heavily down the rabbit hole of finding out what goes on Tinder. And I learned that they lease Amazon recognition software, which ultimately lists every photo uploaded to their database as a text-based fingerprint, and they run all the images through that, something like that. I even tried cloaking the image using a software that cloaks the image, changing the image on a microscopic level that is not easily able to be seen with the human eye, but on a micro level, the image looks different to things like detectors, face detectors, etc. Yeah, that didn't work either. So you have to use new images each time, which means the system becomes even more important when you bring dating apps into the equation. So how do we organize it all? Well, I developed my own little system. I've got a habit of not worrying about what other people do and just creating what works for me, what works for the agency, what works for our models. Um, I guess it's called reasoning by first principles rather than reasoning by analogy, which means fuck what everyone else is doing. What works? That's what you worry about. Okay, so I came up with my own little system. I don't know who else uses this. If they do, good on them. It looks complicated, but I'll tell you what, it keeps track of it all. So here's an example. Now, in these videos, I go to great lengths to hide the identities and the images of any of our clients for obvious reasons. So I went to great lengths to create an example that I can show you without revealing anyone. So let's have a look. So for example, we have the social media, the safe for work folder, which would be used for Tinder, Reddit, etc. Well, that is a Reddit strategy. You can use not safe for work stuff with Reddit also. Okay, wow, that looks complicated. Well, let's see what it all means. I created this little beauty here. It's a legend. So I label each image that the model uploads. Well, first of all, you got to categorize it. So we just created a few different categories here. You got the kinks, then you got lingerie, which is applicable for any not safe for work kind of setting, like OnlyFans, particularly the OnlyFans feed, because you don't want to give away too much on the OnlyFans feed. So lingerie fits into that category. Then you have the nude, not safe for work, which is usually the content that is sold. I don't recommend giving it away for free. Then you have Reddit. Reddit gets its own folder because subreddits require verifications. You'll have to create content that is specific to subreddits on Reddit. Or there are even like kinky subreddits, like one is censored for betas, which are a whole bunch of nerd geek dorks that get off on seeing like nude images, but they've been pixelated. So then that will just create its whole new category because you're not really going to be posting that on social media. So that's why Reddit gets its own folder. Then you have social media, which is, as the name suggests, any content you would use on like Instagram, Twitter, safer work strategy on Reddit. But most importantly, dating apps. And this is why we've created this. So let's get back to that legend. So what does this mean? So when a model uploads a whole bunch of their content, first of all, we'll categorize it into those folders, and then you'll number each picture. Now, she's not normally going to upload 100 images in one shot, so don't worry, it's not going to, this is accumulated. Normally the model upload 20 at a time or something, depending on the schedule you've got going on with them. So it's not that big a deal. So you number them all, 1 to whatever, and then there's a letter for each instance it's been used on that platform. So for example, if an image has been used on the Reddit selfie kind of subreddit, then you'll put an RS there. If the image has been used on the Reddit niche subreddit, then you put an RN there. And if it's been used on dating apps like Tinder, Bumble example, then you put a T. So if an image has only been used on Tinder or Bumble or whatever, you'll just put a T next to it. But then later on, you might be looking for content, for example, for a Reddit post, and you go, here's a picture here. It's only got a T, which means it hasn't been used on Reddit. So then you'll use that in the Reddit post. And then once you've done that, you'll just put an RS there if you've posted it to a selfie-based subreddit, or an R in there if you've used it on a niche kink type subreddit. So then after that is done, it will look something like this, RSRNT, which means it's been used on the Reddit selfies, the Reddit niche, and dating apps, which pretty much means you can't really use that image again. That's what it all means. Here's an example down the bottom. And then you get like OnlyFans feed, PPV, but that's for the more not safe for work stuff, following a similar pattern. So if you've uploaded it to the OnlyFans vault, then you'll put a little PPV next to it, symbolizing that it's been uploaded to the vault. Now, tracking who has purchased PPVs, that's done totally separately. You use extension plugins like Super Creator, for example, that will track in itself who has purchased what. So you don't need to worry about tracking that inside the folders on your computer. So that's the little system for organizing images. Now, what about Google Drive and that? Well, let me show you. So what I try to do, as I said, I don't copy anyone else. I don't fuck around. I don't bother with what anyone else is doing. I just come up with something that works. So what I noticed was that we pretty much create a replica of anything that is on the computer. We replicate it on the Google Drive because I always think, this is just me personally who does this, I think, okay, if my laptop dropped or fell in a pool or caught on fire or lightning hit it or a car ran it over, could the business still operate? If the answer is no, then I back everything up to the Google Drive. Now, obviously, a business can survive with a few files missing. You just got work to catch up on, no big deal. But they get to a point, they get to a critical mass when it's like, okay, the business can't function unless it has these key elements. So if the answer is no, the business can't function without the laptop because it hasn't been backed up, then I'll back it all up to Google Drive. So to make this easier, I simply just replicate whatever's on the computer on Google Drive. I'm pretty sure I got a little screenshot here. So yes, this was someone asking me to do a video on it. Awesome. Here it is. So this is what the Google Drive will look like. Raw, inside raw will be all this you can see here. So that's raw, which means all raw content. And then inside will be categorized like this. You can create different categories, whatever, I don't care. This is what we do. So raw will have all these folders inside. Now, you'll also have a folder called invoices, because each time we send a payment to the model, we create an invoice. Remember, you got to be professional. You got to leave a paper trail. Any promotional stuff, there's a folder for that. Why not? OF Stories gets its own category because if you're posting stories to OnlyFans, then you want to repurpose them, you want to reuse them because who can be fucked? Keep creating like different stories all the time. Services agreement, which is an important one, that's where you put the contract. Now, why is the raw folder pink? That means that this folder has been shared with the model. It doesn't automatically get highlighted pink. You just right click, share access, write down the model's email, and then it will give access to it. Then you copy the link, and then the model will get the link, and then they can access this folder with the link so they can upload content to it. I just personally make it pink so that I know, that one's being shared. Simple as that. So that's what we do with that. I don't remember if there was anything else. Yes, regarding the OnlyFans vault, that will differ depending on the type of strategy you got going. So if you have big sexting scripts, like, not just selling one piece of content, but a script that sells like a few pieces of content in a session. FYI, I'll be uploading a few more scripts like that to Empire. It already contains a lot, but always updating more and more. Shameless promo. But that's an example. So if you have scripts like that, then you'll create folders in the vault called like script 1, script 2, etc., which is where all the content relating to that script will go in. So then when you replay the script through another sub, you know where that script specific content is, so you can easily find it. Another folder I normally create is new subscriber, which is when we're running a new subscriber script. Yes, it's on Empire. There's certain content we use for that. So we place it inside another folder in the vault on OnlyFans called new subscriber. So then you can easily find it. Well, actually, then our chatters can easily find it because, the easier you make it for them, the less chance of mistakes there will be. And then, yeah, we normally create a folder on the vault called PPVs. Or there might be like, I don't know, SFW, which will be all the content that you'll find that you want to post on the feed itself in case you want to reuse it later on. A whole lot really, like depending what your strategy is. So I'll go over that in another video. I was wondering how to explain that in this video. I opened it up, but it's just going to show too much. I'm going to have to blur too much out to show it. So it's going to be a pain in the ass. I thought it'd just be easier to explain. But yeah. Now, the full written guide on everything I've spoken about is found on Empire, because everything I speak about, this is what I try and do. Everything I know, the forum knows. That's it. No gatekeeping, none of this scarcity mindset bullshit crap. If you've got a scarcity mindset, it just means you need to work hard and get more creative, that's all. So everything I know, Empire knows. So that's why I keep talking about Empire, because it's fucking awesome. Now, before I end the vid, because I hope that helps you, it should. If I was speaking too fast or whatever, or the video got boring, no worries. The whole written guide's on Empire. It will be under admin and legal expertise. Everything needed to establish and operate a successful agency, which involves content organization. Now, what about all the scripts that will be in chatting and selling secrets? These are the scripts I was talking about. Check this out. Script. Always uploading more. I'm telling you, it's amazing. All courses will be redundant soon, I swear, because everything's fucking on this. Anyway, and that's it. So I'll leave it nice and short. I don't know if it was short, but I hope it helped you. So if you like the video, go smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, and I'll see you on another video.